Hello, everyone, and welcome to our English Learning Podcast. My name is Sarah. We are so happy you are here to practice with us today.
And I'm David. It's wonderful to have you. Today we're going to do something very practical and very useful for beginners. We are going to practice a full English conversation.
That's right. The best way to learn a language is to use it. So today, we will practice a conversation that you will definitely have if you travel to an English-speaking country. We are going to a restaurant.
Going to a restaurant is a fun experience, but it can be a little scary when you have to speak a new language. You have to read the menu, talk to the waiter, and ask for what you want.
I remember the first time I traveled to a country where I didn't speak the language very well. I went to a small cafe and I was so nervous to order, I just pointed at a picture on the menu.
I think everyone has done that. Pointing is a universal language, but our goal today is to give you the words and phrases you need so you don't have to point. You will be able to speak with confidence.
Exactly. We are going to make you feel comfortable and prepared. We will act out a conversation in a restaurant, step by step. We will be your guides.
We will teach you all the important vocabulary first, then we will have the conversation. And after the conversation, we will explain every single line so you understand exactly what it means and why we say it.
It's going to be a complete practice session. Your job is just to listen, relax, and try to repeat the phrases with us when we ask. So let's imagine the situation. We are going to a restaurant for dinner.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine a nice, friendly restaurant. There is soft music playing, you are hungry. You walk in the door. What is the first thing you do?
The first thing is you need to talk to the host or hostess. This is the person who stands at the entrance of the restaurant. Their job is to greet you and find you a table.
Right. The host or hostess will probably smile and say, "Hello, welcome." And they might ask a very important question. How many? This is a short way of asking, how many people are in your group?
Yes, so if you are alone, you say one. If you are with a friend, you say two. A very simple and polite way to say this is a table for two, please.
A table for two, please. That's a perfect phrase. It's polite because you say please, and it gives the hosts all the information they need. Let's practice that. Repeat after me. A table for two, please.
Great. So the host will say, of course. Right this way, please. Right this way means follow me. They will walk you to your table.
You sit down at your table, you are comfortable. What is the next thing you need?
You need a menu. The menu is the list of all the food and drinks the restaurant has. Usually, the host will give you the menu or it will already be on the table.
The menu can be a little difficult sometimes. It has different sections. For example, it will have appetizers. Appetizers are small dishes you eat at the beginning of your meal.
Right. An appetizer is a starter. For example, a small salad or a bowl of soup can be an appetizer. After the appetizers, you have the main course.
The main course is the biggest part of the meal. This is the main food you want to eat. It could be fish, chicken, steak, or a pasta dish.
And after the main course, if you still have room, you can have dessert. Dessert is the sweet food you eat at the end of a meal, like cake, ice cream, or fruit.
Appetizers, main courses, and desserts. Those are the three main parts of a meal. The menu will also have a section for drinks or beverages. This is where you find water, soda, juice, and other things to drink.
Okay, so you're at your table, you're looking at the menu. Soon, another person will come to your table. This person is very important.
This is the waiter for a man or the waitress for a woman. This is the person who will take your order and bring you your food. You can also just say server, which works for a man or a woman.
Right. The server will come to your table and will probably ask about drinks first. They will say something like, "Can I get you something to drink?" Or, "What would you like to drink?"
This is your first chance to order. To answer, you can use one of two very useful phrases. The first one is, I would like. This is very polite and very common.
I would like is a fantastic phrase. For example, you can say, "I would like a water, please." Or, "I would like a soda, please." Always remember to say please.
The other very common phrase is, I'll have. I'll is short for I will. It's a little more casual, but still very polite. For example, I'll have an iced tea, please.
I'll have is great. So you have two excellent choices. I would like or I'll have. Let's practice those. Imagine the waitress asks, "What would you like to drink?" You can say,
I would like a lemonade, please. Or you can say, I'll have a coffee, please. Both are perfect.
so the server takes your drink order. They will go get your drinks. When they come back, they might ask another important question.
They will probably ask, are you ready to order? This means, have you decided what food you want to eat?
If you are ready, you can say, "Yes, I am." If you are not ready, that is okay. You can say, "Not yet. We need a few more minutes, please."
That is the very important phrase. We need a few more minutes, please. It's polite and tells the server to come back later. Don't feel rushed. It's okay to take your time.
Absolutely. So let's imagine we are ready. The server asks, "Are you ready to order?" You say, "Yes." Now you can use those same magic phrases to order your food.
Exactly. You can use I would like or I'll have to order your appetizer and your main course. For example, for my appetizer, I would like the soup.
Or, to start, "I'll have the small salad." To start is another way to say "for my appetizer." Then you order your main course. For my main course, I would like the grilled chicken.
For my main course, I'll have the pasta. It's the same simple pattern. It's very easy once you know the phrases.
It really is. So let's do a quick review of the key vocabulary and phrases we have learned for the first part of our restaurant visit. This is so important for our beginner listeners.
I agree. Repetition is the best way to remember. Let's go through the words one by one.
First, the person at the entrance, the host or hostess.
The phrase to ask for a table for two, please.
The book with the food and drinks, the menu.
The three parts of a meal, appetizer, main course, and dessert.
The person who takes your order, the waiter, waitress, or server.
The polite phrase to order something, I would like.
The other polite phrase to order something, "I'll have."
The question the server asks about drinks, what would you like to drink?
The question the server asks about food, "Are you ready to order?"
And the phrase to use if you need more time, we need a few more minutes, please.
This is a fantastic foundation. With just these words and phrases, you can walk into a restaurant, get a table, and order your drinks and food. You can do the most important part of the experience.
You are absolutely right. And we want to make sure everyone feels very confident. So, in the next part of our podcast, we are going to put all of these pieces together. We will do a full role play conversation.
Yes, David will be the customer and I will be the server. You will hear how these phrases sound in a natural, slow, and clear conversation.
And after our conversation, we will break it down line by line so you understand exactly what it means and why we say it.
We are here to help you every step of the way. Okay, so we have learned all the basic words and phrases you need to start. We learned how to ask for a table, how to read a menu, and how to order your drinks and food.
That's right. Now it is time for the most important part of our lesson, the practice. We are going to put all of these pieces together in a real conversation.
This is the fun part. We are going to do a role play. A role play is when we pretend to be different people in a situation. I am going to be the server, the waitress.
And I am going to be the customer, the person who is eating at the restaurant. I will be practicing all the phrases we just learned.
We want you to listen carefully to the conversation. The first time, just listen. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Just try to get a general idea of the conversation.
After we finish the conversation, we will go back and explain everything, line by line. We promise you will understand it all by the end. Are you ready to listen?
Okay, the scene is David is a customer and he is entering my restaurant. Let's begin the conversation. Start of role play. As server. Hello, welcome to the English Garden. How many?
Hi, a table for one, please.
Of course, right this way. Here is your table and here is your menu.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll be back in a few minutes to take your order. A few minutes pass. Hello again. Are you ready to order or do you need a few more minutes?
I think I'm ready, thank you.
Great. What would you like to start with?
To start, I'll have the garden salad, please.
The garden salad, okay. And for your main course?
For the main course, I would like the grilled fish with vegetables.
Excellent choice. The fish is very good today. And what would you like to drink?
I'll just have a water, please.
Okay, so just to confirm, that is one garden salad, one grilled fish with vegetables, and a water. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Perfect. I'll be right back with your water. End of role play.
And scene. That was our conversation. It was a short and simple interaction, right?
Exactly. It was not a long or complicated conversation. It was just a few simple questions and a few simple answers. But it had everything you need to order a meal successfully.
Now, as we promised, let's break it down. To break something down means to look at it piece by piece, to analyze it. We will look at every line and explain it.
Let's start at the very beginning. The first thing I said as the server was, "Hello, welcome to the English Garden. How many?"
Okay, let's look at this line. Hello, welcome to the English Garden. This is a standard greeting. The English Garden is just the name of our imaginary restaurant. The server will always welcome you.
And then I asked the important question, "How many?" As we said before, this is a short, common way to ask how many people are in your group. It's very efficient.
And my answer was, Hi, a table for one, please. I was alone in this conversation, so I said one. If I was with you, Sarah, what would I say?
You would say, "A table for two, please." It's the same simple pattern. You just change the number. A table for three, a table for four, and so on.
Exactly. And notice I also said hi at the beginning and please at the end. It is always a good idea to be polite in English. Using words like hi, hello, please, and thank you are very important.
That is such a great point, David. Politeness is key. Okay, the next line. I said, "Of course, right this way. Here is your table and here is your menu."
Let's break that down. Of course is a polite way to say yes or okay. It's very friendly. Then you said right this way. This means follow me. The server is showing me the way to my table.
And then I said, "Here is your table and here is your menu." This is very direct. I am giving you the menu, the list of food. The phrase "here is" or "here are" is very common when someone gives you something.
And my response was very simple. Thank you very much. Again, it is very important to be polite. When someone gives you something or helps you, you should always say thank you.
You can say thank you, thanks, or thank you very much. They are all good. My next line was, "You're welcome. I'll be back in a few minutes to take your order."
You're welcome is the standard polite reply to thank you. And the second part, I'll be back in a few minutes to take your order, is very helpful. The server is telling me that they're giving me time to look at the menu.
Exactly. I am setting the expectation. I am letting you know what will happen next. This is good service.
It is. So a few minutes pass. I am looking at the menu, I am deciding what I want to eat, and then you, the server, come back.
And I ask the big question. Hello again. Are you ready to order or do you need a few more minutes?
This is a very important question. Let's look at it closely. Are you ready to order? This is the main question. The server wants to know if you have made a decision.
But I also gave you an option. I said, or do you need a few more minutes? This is very polite. It tells the customer that it's okay if they are not ready. There is no pressure.
And my answer was, I think I'm ready. Thank you. The phrase I think I'm ready is a very natural and common way to say yes. It's a little softer than just saying yes, I am.
It is. It's very conversational. And you said thank you again, which is great. So now it is time to order the food. My next line was, great. What would you like to start with?
This is a great question. What would you like to start with? Is another way of asking, what would you like for your appetizer? The word start refers to the start of the meal.
Exactly. And now David, as the customer, uses one of our magic phrases.
I do. My line was, to start, I'll have the garden salad, please. I used the phrase, I'll have, which we practiced. It's perfect for ordering.
And you also use the phrase to start, which clearly tells me that this is your appetizer. This makes the order very easy for the server to understand.
That's the goal. Clear and simple communication. Okay, so you have my appetizer order. What did you say next?
I first confirmed your order by repeating it. I said, the garden salad. Okay, this is good for the server to do to make sure they heard correctly. Then I asked about the next part of the meal. I said, and for your main course.
A very direct and clear question. And my answer used our other magic phrase. My line was, for the main course, I would like the grilled fish with vegetables.
Perfect. You used I would like, which is the other excellent polite way for ordering. And you clearly stated for the main course, so there is no confusion.
This is a great example of how you can use these simple patterns to build a clear order. To start, I'll have, and for the main course, I would like. It makes ordering so easy.
Welcome back to the final part of our English conversation practice. We have just finished our role play conversation where David, the customer, successfully ordered his meal.
That's right. We broke down the first part of the conversation, from arriving at the restaurant to ordering the main course. Now, let's continue our analysis. The last line we discussed was my order. For the main course, I would like the grilled fish with vegetables.
Exactly. So after I heard your order for the main course, as the server, I said, excellent choice. The fish is very good today. And what would you like to drink?
Let's look at this line. Excellent choice is a wonderful, friendly thing for a server to say. It makes the customer feel good about their decision. They might also say, good choice, or that's a very popular dish.
Yes, it's all part of good service. Then I said, the fish is very good today. This is also a nice comment. It confirms that the customer made a good decision. Then I asked the final question for the order. And what would you like to drink?
We practiced this question before, and my answer was simple and polite. I said, I'll just have a water, please. The word just here is very common. It means only. I'm saying that I only want water, nothing else. It's a very natural way to speak.
It is very natural. So now I have the complete order, the appetizer, the main course, and the drink. Before I go to the kitchen, it is very important for me to confirm the order. To confirm means to check that the information is correct.
This is a very important step. It helps to avoid mistakes. So, what did you say to confirm the order?
I said, okay, so just to confirm, that is one garden salad, one grilled fish with vegetables, and a water. Is that correct?
Let's analyze this. The phrase, just to confirm, is the key part. It tells the customer, I am going to repeat your order to make sure it is right. Then you listed the items very clearly.
And at the end, I asked, is that correct? This is a simple yes or no question. I'm asking the customer to tell me if I have the order right.
And my answer was simple. I said, yes, that's correct. Thank you. If the order was wrong, what could I say?
Great question. If I made a mistake, you could politely correct me. For example, you could say, oh, sorry, I said the chicken, not the fish. Or, actually, I would like a soda, not a water. It is always okay to correct the server politely.
That's very helpful to know. So the order is correct. And my line was, yes, that's correct. Thank you.
And my final line for this part of the conversation was, perfect. I'll be right back with your water. I'll be right back is a very common phrase that means I will return very soon.
Okay, so that is the end of the ordering process. Now let's imagine some time passes. The server brings the food. What happens next in a typical restaurant experience?
This is a great part to practice. So, after a little while, the server will come back to your table. They will check on you to make sure everything is okay. They will probably ask a very common question. How is everything?
How is everything? This is a simple question asking, do you like your food? Is everything good? How can a customer answer this question?
If you like the food, you can say something simple and positive. For example, it's delicious, thank you. Or, everything is great, thanks.
Delicious is a great word. It means the food tastes very, very good. So, it's delicious. Thank you is a perfect answer.
But what if there is a small problem? This is a very important situation to practice. For example, maybe you need something. Maybe your glass of water is empty.
Right. What do you do in that situation? How do you get the server's attention?
The most polite way to get a server's attention is to try to make eye contact with them. When they look at you, you can give a small smile or a small wave. When they come to your table, you start with a very important phrase, excuse me.
Excuse me is the polite way to begin a request. It's much better than shouting, hey, or waiter. So you say, excuse me, and then you ask for what you need.
Exactly. You can use the phrase, could I have, or can I get? Both are very polite. For example, excuse me, could I have some more water, please?
Or, excuse me, can I get another napkin, please? A napkin is the small cloth or paper you use to clean your hands and mouth.
These are excellent practical examples. The server will always respond positively. They will say something like, of course, or certainly, I'll be right back with that.
This is so useful. Knowing how to ask for something politely can make the whole experience much more comfortable. Okay, so we have finished our meal. The food was delicious. What happens now?
Now it is time to pay. This is the final step. The server will see that you are finished eating. They might come to your table and ask, can I get you anything else? Or would you like any coffee or dessert?
This is their way of asking if you want to order more. If you want dessert, you can say, yes, could we see the dessert menu, please? But what if you're finished and you just want to pay?
If you are ready to pay, you can say, no thank you, just the check, please.
Just a check, please. That is a very important and useful phrase. Check is the American English word for the bill, the piece of paper that shows how much you have to pay. In British English, people usually say bill.
That's a great point. But in any English-speaking country, if you say check or bill, the server will understand you. So another way to ask is, could we have the check, please?
So the server brings a check. They will say, here you are, or here is your check. Now you have to pay. You can usually pay with cash, paper money and coins, or with a credit card.
The server will often leave the check on the table in a small book or on a small tray. You can put your cash or your credit card there. When the server comes back, they will take it.
If you pay with a credit card, the server will take your card, go to the machine, and then bring it back to you with a receipt to sign. A receipt is the paper that shows the details of your payment.
If you pay with cash and you give more money than the total, the server will bring you your change. Change is the money that is returned to you.
This is all very clear. So you have paid, the meal is over. Now it is time to leave. As you are leaving, it is very polite to say something nice to your server or to the host at the door.
Yes, a simple thank you is always good. Or you could say, thank you, the meal was wonderful. It's a nice way to end the experience.
And the server will say, "You're welcome. Have a good night." And you can reply, "You too."
And that's it. That is a complete, successful, and polite conversation at a restaurant from beginning to end.
I feel so much more confident now. We have covered everything. I think it's time for a final big review of all the phrases we learned today. This will help our listeners remember everything.
An excellent idea. Let's review the entire conversation step by step. We will say the phrase, and we encourage you to repeat it out loud. Part 1. Arriving at the restaurant.
To ask for a table. A table for one, please.
The server shows you the way. Right this way. Part 2. Ordering.
A polite phrase to order. I would like. For example, I would like a soda, please.
Another polite phrase to order, I'll have. For example, I'll have the chicken, please.
If you are not ready to order, we need a few more minutes, please.
To order your first course, to start, I'll have the soup. To order your main dish, for my main course, I would like the pasta. Part 3. During the meal. The server checks on you. How is everything? A positive reply. It's delicious, thank you. How to get the server's attention politely. Excuse me.
How to ask for something. Could I have some more water, please?
Part 4. Paying the bill. When you are finished and don't want dessert, no thank you, just the check, please. Another way to ask for the bill, could we have the check, please? Part 5. Leaving the restaurant. A polite comment when you leave. Thank you. Everything was wonderful. The server's reply, you're welcome. Have a good night. And your reply, you too. Goodbye.
Wow, when we put it all together like that, it feels very manageable. It's just a series of small, simple steps.
That is the secret to learning a language. You don't need to know everything at once. You just need to learn the phrases for the situation you're in.
We really hope this practice session was helpful for all of you. The next time you go to a restaurant where you need to speak English, we hope you will feel much more prepared and much less nervous.
The key, as always, is practice. Try to practice this conversation with a friend. One of you can be the server and one can be the customer. Then switch roles. The more you say these phrases, the easier they will become.
That is a fantastic idea for practice. And for a little more practice right now, please write a comment below. Tell us, what is your favorite food to order at a restaurant? You can write something simple like, I like to order pizza.
We would love to read your answers. Thank you so much for joining us today and for practicing your English with us. You did a wonderful job.
You really did. Keep up the great work, and we will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.